time once again to discuss things.
But anyway, you ready to go ahead and get started on Daffy Duck?
Yes.
Okay. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Geeky Gentlemen. I am Sid Partout. Joining me today is the one, the only, the backseat of Steve's.
Hello.
Hi. Steve, who are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about the second greatest Looney Tune of all time, Daffy Duck.
So it's Marvin the Martian, then Daffy Duck. I know, I should have picked, much more obscure. It should have been, it's Cecil the Turtle, then Daffy Duck.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for that bit, there were so many fucking options.
Yeah. Daffy the Duck. Oh, man, Daffy. Yeah, Daffy's one of those things, you don't like Daffy when you're a kid, then as you get older and you start to actually get the jokes in Looney Tunes besides the slapstick, Daffy becomes so much more enjoyable.
Is it just me, or I'm not positive on this, but is it just me, or is Daffy, the most complex of the Looney Tune characters?
I would say so, because, my take on Daffy used to be that, I enjoy what Daffy Duck became, but I miss Daffy Duck getting to be wacky and wild. Mm-hmm. And I've just changed so much on that. I can still enjoy the woo, 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 Daffy Duck, but damn, the victim of everybody, Daffy Duck, is just so entertaining as you get older, you know?
Well, and particularly with certain not more modern, but 2000s and beyond Looney Tunes cartoons, he's kind of both, where he's the victim of everyone's joke, he's overly wacky, and then he's got his own thing. And I think it's really fascinating how he's able to toe that line. The Looney Tunes show will forever be amazing because it made Daffy the main character who had an arc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the whole idea that the whole idea that Tina thought that Daffy was a project and he needed to be emotionally worked on, and he made progress. There's an entire episode where he goes to therapy and becomes a good person.
And no one wants to deal with him like that.
One, no one wants to deal with him like that, and then two, he has one slip up because Bugs was being an ass, and then he just became Daffy again.
Yeah, it's great. Oh man, yeah, Daffy Duck is one of those interesting things, and there's something to the comic duo of the can do no wrong and everything goes wrong for them, and I really love that dynamic of Bugs and Daffy. It's every time Duck season, Rabbit season is always hilarious. It never is not funny.
Well, Duck season, Rabbit season, I feel like, for comedy, is now one of those classic shticks.
Who's on first, Duck season, Rabbit season?
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where, it sounds weird to say, but, no, can you think of more iconic comedy stylings than something like Who's on First and Duck season, Rabbit season, stuff like that?
The Aristocrats would be the only other thing I would throw in there.
Yeah. There are other ones, but on that level of iconic comedy that's always funny, Duck season, Rabbit season.
Yeah. Who's on First wears out, and you got to get kind of meta with it and start going to other things. The Aristocrats only works under a certain audience, and it usually has to be other comedians who can, handle darker style material that's meant to be shocking. And then Duck season, Rabbit season is just so universal, though, right?
Yeah.
And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that it's an animation, because I don't think that bit works as well in live action. I've seen people try to do a take on it in live action. It's all right. It's never quite as funny as just seeing Daffy Duck's bill turn around on his head or start wearing it like a hat or some shit like that.
No, that's definitely true. It works really well in comics, partly because of the way the panels work. There's just a lot of versatility with that bit, and I don't think I've ever seen Looney Tunes do Duck season, Rabbit season, and it's not funny.
Mm-hmm. I think that's fair. Man, Daffy Duck. Okay, so do you have a favorite take on Daffy Duck, or is it just the Looney Tunes show?
The Looney Tunes show was really, really good. I think Looney Tunes show is my favorite Looney Tunes thing that isn't like the golden age of Looney Tunes cartoons. So that would probably be that take in particular, just because it's a good amalgamation of everything. But the other one is Looney Tunes Back in Action.
Ah, damn! See, that was what I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, perfect. Because like that, I really, really like that movie. I'm constantly surprised when I watch it how much I like that movie.
Yeah, it's definitely got a lot of problems, but the characterization of Daffy and Bugs is damn perfect.
Oh no, it's fantastic. The way that movie ends is for reversing Bugs and Daffy's roles is just so good.
Oh yeah, I agree. It's so much fun to watch. It's got all the references. Like, I love Duck Dodgers from the 33rd and 1/2 century or whatever it is. That's really, really enjoyable to see that get referenced and get to see like Daffy's whole shtick and like his whole brand. You know, like Daffy's got his own brand. Like, there are things, you know, Bugs Bunny doesn't really branch out to do a lot of other things. It's just kind of like Bugs Bunny in this situation, whereas Daffy Duck like has alternate characterizations and stuff. So it was really cool to see all of that kind of embraced in Looney Tunes Back in Action. And again, there's such this underdog nature of Daffy Duck that's really enjoyable to watch, because like they put him in this situation, particularly in Looney Tunes Back in Action, where he is an underdog, and you're trained to want to see an underdog succeed, but you don't want Daffy Duck to succeed because he's kind of an asshole. And so it's just fun to watch bad things happen to him.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's kind of fantastic. But he's such an interesting and weird asshole too. Like when he's being zanier. When he's being zanier, there's a level of like genericness of just a wacky cartoon character. But when you incorporate the zaniness with the selfishness and the whole sort of like weird mine, get ahead kind of idea, it's just so much fun. And so he's not just an asshole archetype. It's weird how cliche Daffy as a personality is, but how all those cliches make him unique in his own right.
Man, now I just want what you just said, and I'd completely forgotten about the whole mine bit that Daffy has. But yeah, that was one of his, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Now that you've said that, I'm imagining Daffy Duck as an orange lantern.
Exactly.
And now I just want to go through and do lantern cores for all the different Looney Tunes characters. Fuck, Marvin the Martian's red. Bugs is green. Oh, god damn,
Porky
I could do this all day.
Blue?
You think Porky's hopeful?
I think so.
Okay, I don't know.
I could see Porky as hopeful.
No, you know who's hopeful because he never gives up is Wile E. Coyote.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a better fit.
Pepe Le Pew is love.
Oh, definitely.
That's an easy one.
Yeah, and it's like, because especially works for like the classic Samurott thing, because he's like really not signal takey about it.
That's true. Wait, is Taz not red though?
Maybe, but like Marvin has this whole thing of, ooh, that makes me very angry.
Is Taz yellow? No.
No, Taz would totally be yellow because he spreads fear. Like anytime Tasmanian Devil's coming, all the other animals run away.
No, fucking Gossamer. Gossamer is yellow.
Ooh, that could work too. Yeah, because every time someone sees Gossamer, they all freak out.
Yeah, because Gossamer's whole bit is that he's scary.
Yeah, that's true.
Even
Taz or Gossamer could go yellow. Taz or Gossamer could go yellow. Who's purple? Everyone fucks up on Indigo because it's not the most compassionate character that should get Indigo. It's the character with the least amount of compassion who needs to reform.
Foghorn Leghorn.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay. And then who are we missing? I always fuck this up and I'm always missing somebody. Black and white, I guess, are the outliers. I don't know. This is not related to Daffy Duck, so we need to stop, but this is fun.
No,
Thank you,
fair.
Steve.
The other thing I was going to say when we were on Looney Tunes Back in Action is in the early 2000s, Warner Brothers was actually toying around with bringing back the shorts in front of their movies, kind of like Pixar does, but not like Pixar, but like classic Looney Tunes 5-minute shorts. And because Looney Tunes Back in Action was such a box office bomb, they didn't. And it would have been so much fun to have an entire generation grow up with Looney Tunes shorts in the theater.
Yeah, that would have been great. Like, it's just, you miss that, and I don't see why theaters don't do it more. Like, obviously don't do what Disney just did with Frozen in front of Coco, where it was like, I think like a 20-minute short or some shit like that.
That's just not even funny. Ugh.
Yeah. Especially because Frozen sucks. But yeah, I would love to see that again. The shorts in front of films from like all studios, but Looney Tunes shorts in front of Warner Brothers movies? Oh my god, that would make going to see the DCEU movies worth it.
When would you? And I love Bugs. Bugs is always going to be one of my favorite characters in all of fiction, but I feel like there's a very... Because Bugs has rules about how he can engage with characters, it's really hard to like... You can only do so many stories with Bugs. I feel like Daffy, because he doesn't have any rules and because he's had like 3 separate reinventions, you can kind of do anything.
I think that's fair, and that's why like Duck Dodgers in the 33rd and 1/2 century works, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that is such a wacky concept, and then like they made a whole show out of that, and it was awesome. I love the Green Lantern episode of that show. That is
so funny. Watermelon
in brightest day,
gotta have liberty and justice for all.
Damn it, you beat me to it. In blackest day, in brightest night, yada yada yada, and liberty and justice for all. What's really funny about that now in modern things is you can actually, as a Green Lantern, you can change your oath to anything that actually has meaning to you. And as long as I think the only requirement is that it has to have some rhyming structure. And so that could have maybe worked. Oh, man.
That episode played everything so straight, too. God, it was funny.
Oh, yeah. I love it. I love Duck Dodgers. I'm trying to remember. Didn't they make a Duck Dodgers game, too?
Did they?
I don't know. Maybe. It's hard to remember. It's hard to recall.
They cash in on so many of those like weird skit moments these characters have that it's hard to remember half of them.
Mm-hmm. It's true. And it just functions, so well to see all the craziness and stuff and get to play around. Looney Tunes has so much potential for games, and I am not only saying that because Sheep Raider is one of the greatest puzzle games ever made. But I would love to play some more Looney Tunes games. I saw Acme Arsenal, but I realized that was a fighting game, and I was like, oh, I suck at those.
Well, it's not a fighting game. It's like
not?
a platformer.
Oh, okay. Maybe I should go pick that up then, because I do have a Wii, and I don't play anything on it ever.
Yeah, no, it's not a fighting game. It's just got like more of like a weapons mechanic is all.
Oh, okay. Then that sounds worth picking up. Okay, what else is some stuff to talk about with Daffy?
Do you have a favorite Daffy cartoon that's not Duck Season, Rabbit Season?
Man, like a specific bit, I don't think so off the top of my head.
Yeah, I mean that's a hard one to pick out when you think about like how many like fucking literally thousands of appearances these characters have had.
Oh wait, no, I know it now. Took me a minute. It's the one where it turns out Bugs is drawing him the whole time.
Oh, I know that one, yeah.
Yeah, I love that bit so much. Like, I love that short so much that a couple years back I was in the comic shop and I saw a copy of a Looney Tunes comic, and it had Daffy being like erased by a pencil, and there's just on the blank white cover, pencil coming in from off frame to erase him, and a big word balloon, not again, and I couldn't grab that book fast enough. It was so much fun to read that. I love that cartoon. That cartoon I saw when I was really young, and it fucked with my perception on how cartoons worked so hard. Yeah. Like, that was literally an existential crisis when I was a child, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, between What's Opera Doc and that particular Daffy cartoon, those two Bugs and Daffy bits are like some of the smartest cartoons we've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's
and like
just
they do that
so
one,
bizarre.
They do that again with Bugs, and it works. It's still fun, but it's not as fun to see Bugs suffer the whole time as it is with Daffy, you know?
Yeah.
And then it gets weird because it was towards like the end of the 50s, or maybe it was even the early 60s. It gets really fucking weird and abstract when they like paint a flower around Daffy's head and have him walking on all fours, and he's got a tail with a screwball sign on the end of it. Oh
That
my
cartoon
god, I
is
love it.
so imaginative.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. And it's Daffy Duck yelling at the animator. It's amazing. I cannot get enough of that one. It fucks with your head. It's so good.
Okay, it's called Duck Amuck. I knew that title from something.
Okay, yeah, I like that one, Duck Amuck. I'm gonna have to rewatch that now because now you got me feeling all the feels.
Yeah, that one is probably my favorite as well. The other one is the original Duck Dodgers bit.
Mm-hmm.
Where they like fucking blow up the planet. That one, and then when he's Robin Hood.
Oh yeah, Robin Hood Daffy. I forgot about that. Man.
There's that, because Daffy's done literary archetypes more than any other Looney Tune, because he's got Duck Dodgers, he's got Robin Hood, he's got Green Lantern, but he's also got that other one where he's Scarlet Pumpernickel. Do you remember that one?
I'm trying so hard.
Where like he's reading a script that he wrote to a producer, and then it's just back and forth with Scarlet Pumpernickel between him and Sylvester.
Wow. No, I do not remember this at all.
Yeah, no, I gotta find that one. It's so funny. Daffy also has like a fucking gangster bit where he's basically Dick Tracy.
Oh, okay.
You remember the Dick Tracy one?
No, I don't.
Daffy's just in all of these weird genre pieces in Looney Tunes cartoons.
Yeah, and again, it just shows how versatile he is, and yet it's so... Just his whole... his lisp and stuff, just the silly way he talks. You can tell he's spitting on the microphone, and it's just too much fun to watch. He's like, everything about Daffy Duck is so distinct. He's such a simplistic design too. Like, it's just the orange web feet, the black body, the orange bill, and I think the thing that really ties it all together is the little white collar. And I never got what that was supposed to be. If that was supposed to be clothing or like a physical representation of duck-related things. But man, is that too much fun.
There's a really dark joke in a Looney Tunes show where Daffy wants to learn how to play piano, and he doesn't really know why. He just kind of wants to, and he has to like buy a piano. And he doesn't like have anything to like have any money to buy anything with. So one of the characters is like, "Why don't you just give away that weird white thing that you wear on your neck all the time?" And then he flashes back to when he was a child sitting next to his grandmother playing the piano, who then gave him the little white thing to put around his neck, then flashes and then comes back to present time and gives it away. And it's just fucking terrifyingly sad. Because he's just like little baby Daffy there saying grandmummy, and it's so weird.
Oh my god. Oh wow, that's funny. It reminds me of an episode of Futurama where Bender goes to the robot devil for something. He's like, "All right, Bender, I'll give it to you in exchange for your firstborn son." And he just cuts to Bender, and like there's this little kid robot playing in the street, and Bender comes up the hill. And it's like, "Dad!" And the kid like runs and jumps into Bender's arms, and then it just cuts as Bender throws him into the arms of the robot devil. Here you go. It's just. So yeah, Bender and Daffy Duck would probably get along really well.
No doubt.
Oh man. Do you have a favorite way in which, like, this is really oddly specific. Do you have a favorite way in which Daffy gets injured?
I think his beak injuries are always the funniest.
Alright, is there like a specific one? Because I have a very specific beak injury that always gets me.
Yeah, because I do too. So the one I have in mind is in Duck Season Ramsey where he gets shot, and you see his beak like opens all the way up and goes to the other side of his head.
Yes, where it's like it's on the like it's above his eyes and below where his bottom jaw should be.
Yeah,
It frames his whole. It's so weird, and I love it.
If you can find like a screen cap of that, because it's hard to describe, but the moment someone recognizes it, it's so fucking obvious, and it's hysterical.
Yeah, no, I love that. That is, it's just every time I see that, it cracks me up, and they keep doing it. You think they would do that one time, but they always bring it back, and it's so funny.
It's fantastic. I really, really like it.
Yeah, me too. Daffy getting injured is always enjoyable. Like when he's beaten to a pulp and he's like all crumpled up like a piece of paper. Those are always funny too. But yeah, it's always the beak injury, and it's that one where it just opens his whole face, and it's at that point. I think the reason that works so well is because when his beak falls off or when it flies to the other side of his head or on top of his head or something. That, like, gives you some idea of like, design and silliness. When they just open his mouth like that, he looks completely different, right? It just changes so much about the character design when you put his beak in those two locations.
It completely breaks the illusion and makes you realize how fucking weird these shapes are.
Yeah, because, like, as soon as you move the beak like that, he doesn't look anything like a duck.
No, the moment you lose the beak, he's this fucking skinny black line with two beady eyes, and it's creepy as hell.
Yeah, and it's so weird the way that they'll purposefully throw stuff like that in there to mess with your perceptions. And, I don't even think about that until we started talking. I'm like, yeah, that's why I think it works so well, is it demands your attention, and it's immediately funny.
Speaking of Daffy aesthetically, though, is Daffy the one with the most consistent design from his first appearance?
Yeah, like nothing on him changed except just he got more and more minimalist, I feel.
Yeah, like he gets taller and slimmer like all the other ones do, but like he looks like himself from the beginning.
Yeah, like Bugs was drawn with like rounded ears more and like the bushy tail and all that stuff. He changes drastically, but Daffy's probably one of the easiest cartoon characters to draw, I imagine. And you know what?
Yeah.
Steve, you got a pen and paper near you by chance?
Yes.
Okay, here we're gonna do a challenge on Geeky Gentleman right now just to see how this goes, and I need to find a pencil. Damn it! All right, you can pull up an image for reference if you want, but we're gonna draw a Daffy Duck, and I'll put the images on the screen just to see two guys who do not have much training in illustration and stuff how well we can draw Daffy.
Okay, no, wait, that's not fair though, because I actually did go to art school.
Yeah, but like you don't draw a lot though, and I think it's worth trying just to see, like, because the whole point of animation is how minimalist it is. And I'm starting, by the way. The whole point of animation is just how minimalist it all is. And so it really works, and I think is worth your time to realize the ease at which they create these designs and how effective they are. So I think it'll be a fun little experiment to see how two guys can do with stuff like this. So I'm just working on drawing Daffy Duck real quick, because I think this will be a fun little challenge, and I fear we are struggling, sir, to get through the episode here. So I wanted to throw something in. I thought this would be a fun way to do it.
Well, and I think part of the fun of this one is I'm just trying to do it as best as I can from memory.
Okay, I'm using reference, so that'll be the distinction. You have art school and memory, and I don't. And so we'll see how well our Daffy Duck designs turn out. And you guys get to see them on screen right now and tell us what you think in the comments. But I thought this would be a fun little surprise to throw in. And so if you're listening to this episode on the go and you didn't watch this episode on YouTube, this gives you something to go back and check out and see what you think. See if you want to take this challenge and how much respect you'll have for the simplicity yet incredible recognizability and versatility of these character designs in the Looney
Honestly,
Tunes
though,
cartoons.
this is weirdly easier than drawing Bugs or Porky or like anyone else.
You think so?
Yeah. Like it's just so like I don't my pen has not lifted off the paper. It's just like one seamless move.
Yeah, I probably could do that if I'd planned this out a little bit better. I'm just kind of like looking at the lines in the images and just getting an idea of where to go with these things. This is what I love about animation is the minimalist of it, the minimalistic nature of it makes it so damn cool to watch just how it all works out, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I can imagine if you were just working in a department all day drawing the same thing, you could make this in seconds.
Oh yeah, it's fun to watch that sometimes when like I remember watching Matt Groening draw Homer Simpson in just like a matter of minutes, and that was really cool. Oh, you're sharing screens. Shit. I'm falling behind.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
I was just gonna. I don't know how well that looks on the camera, but
I can barely see it. Let me finish mine before I look at yours and automatically feel bad. Oh shit, that looks good. All right, you're gonna have to take a scan or a picture of that and email it to me for the episode.
yeah, that'd probably be best.
Okay. I don't know. I just have my art pad here that I bought for doing episodes of comic reviews, so I can actually talk about art more and just try to give myself that excuse. And it's actually worked out pretty well. I've created a unique little format for doing comic reviews, I think. I don't get into it a ton, but that's okay. You know?
Yeah.
It's a very Bob Ross episode of Geeky Gentleman right now. I'm just sitting here talking about and doing art, and that's kind of fun. I'm digging that.
Nothing wrong with being Bob Ross.
You know, Bob Ross is a cool dude. I've been watching some old Bob Ross videos lately. I can't draw for shit, but
episode to go online and we uncover some bizarre sex scandal with Bob Ross, and we can't talk about that anymore.
Oh, motherfucker, dude! Alright, this is not related to Daffy Duck, but I was pissed. Just earlier today, I was just going to the bathroom, flipping through my phone, waiting for something real quick, and then I just see David Copperfield accused of sexual misconduct. I have no idea what the story is. I don't know anything about it. I'm just like, I just looked at it, I was like, motherfuck! Just
why
every
are
time
all
now.
men awful?
I know, right? Ugh. And then there's people defending them left and right. I'm just like, just quit it. Just keep your dick in your pants, people. Ugh.
How hard is it to be a decent human being?
Apparently, very difficult. Okay, I'm almost there. Almost at the end here. And I kind of fucked up the web feet, but again, I feel like it is very easily recognizable as Daffy Duck. That is probably the first most important part, I feel at least. I could color it in and probably be a little bit easier, but it's recognizable as Daffy Duck for one, and it's just like that was a long time, and I'm someone that doesn't draw, and I'm still able to create a somewhat recognizable Daffy Duck. I don't know, that always impresses the hell out of me with animation.
Yeah, no, it's a really
detail lines.
Sleek, easy to recognize, but also that massively unique design. Like nothing looks like Daffy except Daffy.
Yeah, it's weird when he does get his bill blown off and like he suddenly kind of looks like he's related to Marvin the Martian, which is why I think some of that stuff in the Duck Dodgers animated series worked really well, is because like I'm pretty sure there were episodes where he just took his bill off and like was going undercover as a Martian or some shit. Like I seem to vaguely recall that, and if they didn't do that, they should have, because that would fuck with your perceptions in a really awesome way. I don't know, man. Daffy Duck. I love Daffy Duck. All right. Do we have recommended things for Daffy Duck?
I mean, it's the cartoons. You and I both like Back in Action a lot more than most people.
Yeah, it's got a lot of problems, but it's got a lot going for it from just the Looney Tunes characters.
Well, just Looney Tunes characters, but then also just it's a fun movie with a lot of references to other things like James Bond and everything. So it's just a fun movie. I feel like if you're if you like Looney Tunes and you have a little bit of a passion for like how much stuff you can get out of it, you'd really like that movie. It is certainly a million times more watchable than Space Jam.
Yeah, and it's too bad because Space Jam has better integration with the animation for some reason, even though it came out first. I will never understand that. I
would say that the characters are more in line with themselves than they are in Space Jam.
Yeah.
Looney Tunes show is gonna, for the foreseeable future at least, is gonna be my favorite modern incarnation of Looney Tunes.
Yeah. Okay. For me, again, the Duck Amuck episode is just genius. The Looney Tunes show does a lot of great things with Daffy. I particularly like the episode where Daffy's going to his high school reunion. I think that is a really great Daffy Duck episode, and it stands on its own really well. And then there's an animated short with Daffy versus Marvin the Martian, and it was like 3D animated for 3D, like glasses and all, cinema, and that's just kind of fun to watch on its own anyway. So I'd recommend that too. All right, everyone. That's going to do it for this episode of Geeky Gentlemen. Next week, we'll be talking about Frieza. It'll be Deadpoolzilla and I, so stay tuned for that. But, Steve, what's coming up after that?
So after Frieza, we've got Captain America.
When Captain America throws his mighty shield.
See, it's funny that that's what you go to when I say Captain America, because when you say Frieza, my head just goes to the Frieza rap.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Thanks very much for watching. Until next time, I'm the Philosopher.
And I am the Exile.
And we are your Geeky Gentlemen. And we will be discussing things.